Hello world. I am talking to married couples, or if you have kids, maybe you're single or you're married, this video is for you. So I've been talking in the last few videos about the importance of having life insurance. I am a person that believes it's extremely important to have an emergency plan. And that means even if you're okay, your parents are doing really well, they get to come over on the weekends, your spouse is doing very well, everybody is alive and vibrant and doing well mentally, physically, and even spiritually. This is the perfect time to put an emergency plan together. When I say an emergency plan, I have the motto of listen, you should always expect the best, but plan for the worst. That way, if anything unexpectedly happens, you still have an idea of how to go about responding to a situation instead of reacting. They're two very different situations, and the response can change how you view life completely. So look, I've been talking about life insurance. The last couple of videos I did, one was on talking about the type of life insurance. There are two different types that I feel every family should know, and that would be whole life versus term insurance. And then I was talking about what the difference is between the two. Now, I want to talk to you about how you can figure out how much life insurance coverage you could possibly have. Now, I am not giving legal advice. I am a licensed insurance agent, but I'm not your licensed insurance agent. I operate in the state of Oklahoma, so how rules go here are not going to operate in every single state. So I always advise that you talk to your licensed insurance agent so they can expand and help you understand how things work in your state. So that being said, one way to just kind of help you calculate before you go talk to a licensed agent is ask yourself a few of these questions. You might want to get a piece of paper and write this down. This is called a living expense sheet. This kind of helps you understand what you guys have going on at this moment. And if something happened to you, let's say today or within this year, how would your family be able to carry on in life for the next, let's just say 30 years? So the first question that you're going to ask yourself is, who is depending on me in terms of being the provider in the home? Let's say you're the sole provider and you have somebody that's at home and they basically are watching the kids, things of that nature. Well, if you're the sole provider and something happened to you, how much life insurance would you need to have to make sure that your family will not have to move out of their house, not give up their car, live uncomfortably, like go in a complete state of shock, meaning they have to move from everything that they know? So the first question to ask yourself, who depends on me? That could be children, that could be spouse, that could be aging parents, that could be all three. I've seen a situation where all of those things are in play. The second question that most people, of course, know this, but is what is your age? As of right now, or we'll say for this year, what's your age? I'm going to give the example of being 35 years old. Okay, you're 35, and now the third question you want to ask yourself is, how much annual income do I make as the sole provider or with your spouse? If it's both of you working, then you want to put the income together. Or actually, you don't want to put it together. You want to put it still by yourself. Because this would be as if you're taking information and you're taking one person out of the picture, meaning you would also take that income out. And then you're finding a way to replace it. So if you are making the example $50,000 a year and you are 35 years old, the next question you're going to ask yourself is, how many years do I have before I am set to retire? And this day and time right now in the year 2023, the retirement age is considered to be 65. Some people kind of play that out a little bit longer till 70. That's kind of going to be determined up to you, but the age as of right now is 65. That's considered retirement age. So if you are 35 right now, that means you have 30 years until you hit retirement age. So you would take your yearly income. So we're going to take the example of $50,000. You're going to times that by how many years before you hit retirement age, which would be 30,000. And then your answer would be, you would need 1.5 million if something was to happen to you today or within this year to help your family maintain their living lifestyle as of right now for the next 30 years until they hit retirement age, and then other things kick in to help supplement the income. So 1.5 million would be like a rough estimate. If you can get as close as possible to that number, if something happened, you would know that your family would be taken care of. All the things would be, most things would be covered in terms of making sure everything is going to be taken care of. So there are a few questions that you have to ask yourself, like, okay, the first one was, who would I be taking care of? The second thing is, okay, what are the cash needs of my family? Cash needs meaning what debt would have to be paid off. Maybe that could be a mortgage, that could be a car note, things of that nature. And then you want to think about the income needs of your family. And that could be like monthly bills. That could be food that you get every month, things of that nature. That is why you want to make sure you have enough coverage so that your family can still carry on. They're not begging and asking other people to help them figure things out, or they're like completely caught off guard and have no idea how they're going to pay for things. These scenarios happen every day, and they can easily be avoided if you just start asking yourself a few questions every day, every week. Talk with your spouse or with your kids to understand, like, hey, if something happened to me, I want you to understand that you are protected, you're covered. I did my best to make sure that you guys will be okay in the event that something happened and I'm no longer here. So this is what an insurance agent would call a living expense sheet. This kind of gives just a rough estimate to figure out like how much life insurance you think you would need to make sure your family will be okay. So in my next video, I want to talk to you about the importance of finding the right beneficiary when it comes to your life insurance, because if you have the wrong person, it can make everything go upside down. And I know this from personal experience. My name is Lucretia. I believe my quote is to say, basically, you expect the best, but you plan for the worst. And you do that even if you're okay, your spouse is doing okay, the kids are growing really well, grandparents come over to watch the kids on a weekend. This is the perfect time to put an emergency plan in place. So if you have any questions, please leave a comment down below. Or if you have a term that maybe you don't understand when it comes to life insurance, I do love to do my best to explain it to you. Again, even though I am a licensed insurance agent, I'm not your agent. So I want to do my best to explain things to you, but I am not giving you legal advice. Thank you guys for listening to what I have to say. Stay tuned for my next video, and I will see you next time.